Hello, 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 hello. Welcome. Turn this thing off. Welcome to the live stream video. Thank you for joining me here in the live stream. And definitely thank you for joining me in the replay. How you doing? I'm Mark. We're going to talk about caricatures and we're going to draw some caricatures. Just a little housekeeping before we get going, before we turn the camera around and get drawing. This is, I got a fan here. If you hear this, hopefully it's not too loud. It's on the lowest setting. This would be the highest setting. I don't need it that much. It's hot here in upstate New York. Anyway, this is going to be a video about a little recap of my caricature event Saturday night into Sunday morning, because I had two events in one day. I usually don't double book, but I did because I really wanted to do the events. Okay. First thing I want to talk about before we get drawing is when they ask you to fix the caricature at your event or your retail spot. I've never had this happen to me. This was the first time this has ever happened to me. And I've heard about this specific problem. How can you really use a glass of water? I should have had all this set up ahead of time. I heard about this problem, and what it was I was at the first event, and it was a wedding. Great people, great, awesome. And this lady sat down to get a drawing. She's never had one done before. That's why I always ask them, have you had this done before? I kind of feel them out, and see if they know what caricature is all about. Some people do, some people don't. So I drew her, and she was the perfect model. She sat so still and held her smile perfect the entire time. So I handed her the caricature, and she said, "Oh, thank you so much." And I got drawing like probably an hour later into the night. I finished drawing another couple, and I get a tap on the shoulder. She goes, she has her drawing. She goes, "Do you think you could fix my fangs?" I'm like, "What?" And immediately I knew what it was. She had a big toothy smile, and her gum line was visible. So I used to not draw the gum line. I have been lately in order to get that likeness. I drew the gum line, but if you look at it, I don't see it. But some people, when they look at it, they think they're fangs, but they're not. They're just little upside down U shapes. She thought they were the teeth. Has anyone ever had this problem before? And I said, "No, ma'am." I said, "You got to step back from the drawing." I asked her to step back from the drawing. It was a spot-on likeness. I know it was. Not spot-on, but very, very acceptable. Then I said, you got to look at the negative space. I tried explaining it to her. I said, you have a gummy smile. Your gums are visible when you smile. And some people like that. Some people don't. Sometimes I do what Keelan Parham says. I have his book right here where it says, "Draw a tooth bar," where you just make this all white and a little bit of dark in the corners. But I drew the gum line because it was very prominent to who she was. So that was the only weird thing that's only ever happened to me once. And that was it. I've been doing this 10 years and that's never happened. So we're going to turn the camera around and get drawn some examples from my event. If I were to redraw them, how would I do this, right? So let's flip the camera around and show you what we're dealing with here. See if we can get you all situated here. Welcome. I use a different paper, and I kind of use a different little setup lately. Okay, this was later in the night. I did it after prom party, and these guys were great. They really liked the drawing. I'm really proud of this drawing. We're going to try to do it again. So look at the drawing I did. He has very wide cheekbones. and the hair, obviously, and a larger chin and that long neck and a thick neck. So we're gonna I chopped off the top of the head to make the lower portion of the face look even more exaggerated, right? That's what Tom Richmond talks about. So let's draw this, see what we can do. We'll start with him. Let's see if we can get him in here. All right, we're going to pencil it in first. Top of the head. I'll go right off the page with it. Wide cheekbone. Look at those bones on that cheek. Now, they're not cheeks. Those are cheek bones. Big difference. And then the jaw comes down. A lot of angles in his face. Kids were great this after prom party. So here I made the neck a little skinnier. I'm going to go with it a little wider. We'll just do head and shoulders tonight. Man, these high school kids, they were with it, man. They were so smart. Just really a pleasure to meet them all, and have them let me draw at their event. I was glad to do it. All right, big ears. So we'll do that as well. This year's kind of covered up. I didn't leave enough room for her face. We're gonna squeeze it in there somehow. I don't know how, but we're gonna. All right. Eyes are close together. The nose is long. So Tom Richmond's theory of the T shape. One eye is a little lower than the other, as you can see there. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Big space between the nose and the lips. It's hard to see all this when you're live and when you're talking and interacting. Big difference between then and now, meaning the distraction of a live event versus the quietness of your home art studio, if you know what I'm saying. All right, let's start. I use Crayola marker. Eyelid. He's got some eyelashes showing through there. The eyes are kind of really wide open almost, you know what I'm saying? Like that. This eye is a little bit lower. A little bit of eyelashes. These eyebrows are going to get obscured by the hair, obviously, but okay. Nose is kind of wide on the nostrils. There you go. Thin lips. Yeah, going a little exaggerated here tonight. And a little drop shadow in there. See, I usually don't like to do that to the eyelashes because it kind of makes the guys look a little feminine, but they are a prominent feature on him. And the hair. Yeah, just have fun with it, right? Have fun with your caricatures. But definitely get that likeness. Very unique hairstyle. I love drawing these things. And part of this ear is obscured. I don't know. Mine looks a little weird, a little wacky, a little. Got some hair in the back there behind the neck, but we're not going to hit that. Maybe once we shade it in, it'll help it out here. There we go. It's a hot spring night here. Love it. I use these Neo colors for color and shading. All right. So here we go. Let's hit the next young lady. See if we can't get her in the frame. So with freckles, right? You don't want to go crazy, but you want to get that likeness too, you know? So definitely a long face is what I see here. Sorry, I got a laptop is right in my way here. She does have more mass below her eyeline. She does have some cheekbones here and here. I'm carving out, right? I'm just kind of carving out what I see. Think very feminine shapes when you draw the young women, you know. Um, there we go. Eyes, T-shape. Eyes are kind of small. This is wide. So I just draw a big square. And sometimes people don't want their braces drawn, but you kind of feel out your customer, you know. And I knew she could handle it, so we went with it. All right, let's ink this one in. So I just got a new website, guys, brand spanking new. Thanks to my son helping me out with a little graphic design, helping me to become take this a little more serious. And I've been really taking things more serious lately with the caricatures, and it's going great. I had a lot more gag bodies now live, and that really goes over well. For a while, I just did head and shoulders, and you know, it's great. When you add those funny bodies, I didn't have time to do it at this. They just wanted fast ones, but I love when I can take some time and do it. You know, small little nostrils. she had them on the bottom too. See, these are the gum lines that this lady, not her, but this one lady thought they were fangs. She's like, "Can you get rid of my fangs?" I'm like, "No, that's your gum line. That's what makes you you. That's what gives you the likeness." But some people just don't get it, you know. So you do what you can. And one more brace over here. Sometimes I put little smiley faces on the braces. Sometimes they notice them and they get a laugh even more. A little highlight right there. And I'll show you how we're going to handle the freckles. Hit that thumbs up, guys. Thank you so much. Check out the link in the description for that new website. Let me know what you think. If anybody wants a caricature, hit me up on the website. I'll draw one for you as a gift or whatever you want. Help you out if you need me for an event. That's cool too. Alright, just doing head and shoulders here. They had a bounce house here and everything at this high school. This was great. And it was midnight. No, it was 11 p.m. until 2 a.m. roughly. So it was a late one. Sorry, my arm is in the way. Yeah, I'm going to have to work around that for you guys. Okay, hair like this, you just kind of want to block it in. We've got some curls going right here. Now I'm going to draw the shape of the hair. And it gets curly as it gets down here. So she's pushed behind him in the drawing here. No ears are really visible here. Now the hair comes out and gets curly, and we'll finish it up down in here. Add in your curls very simply. Sorry for the fan. If that noise is too much, I apologize. And then we're going to add in the freckles just here and there. Okay, don't go crazy with it. 1, 2, I do like groups of 3, right? And that works, you know. Let me erase some of my pencil lines here. I didn't do it on the last one. I should have. Maybe we can still erase. Yeah, we'll erase some of them for you. And that's good. This is good. So I'll tell you about my setup, my new live things that I do that I've changed. The paper is one. I went to this style paper that has more tooth, more grit to it, and I went to a smaller paper. This is 11 by 14. I just use this for the camera because it's bigger. I went smaller to a 9 by 12, 60-pound paper. And it forces you to draw smaller, which is good because my characters were getting way out of whack on that big paper. It was too much space for me to handle. So I draw in a cute style, cute exaggerated style, I would say, and it works. Color in that top lip because the lip is always in shadow from the nose. A little bit on the eyes. And then the hair. And I really love my new setup. It's and then these new Neo colors for coloring. I'm really happy with it. Those Prismacolor art sticks, they're not for me, man. I don't know. I don't know how people use them things. They just, one wrong move and you're ruin a whole drawing. Not for me. I like to have control. So the switch to the new paper and the Neo colors is what works for me. It might work for you. There we go. Let's zoom out and see what we got. Cool. All right, guys. So that was from my event. I'll just show you the other kiddos I drew. Yeah, this young lady got a drawing. Went pretty good. We'll draw her next time. Yeah. I'm happy with that. And then the wedding I did right before I got to the high school gig was this nice couple. I really like how these came out. They both had these quirky little smiles. So that's the video, guys. Thank you so much. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.